Happy March, Soul Family. March 1st. Oh my gosh, can you believe that it's March 1st? 1 month and 8 days and I'm gonna be older. Yuck. Okay, I'm feeling like maybe I want to take us outside. What do you think? I say yes. Let's go outside. I gotta figure out how we're gonna do this. It's beautiful out there, so come on, Willow. We want to encourage Willow to come outside because look, I got both my boys out here. So, okay, I'm gonna get our singing bowl. I'll let you guys look outside while I grab our stuff. So I'm gonna set us up with items to choose from. I think they might be live items. I'll put you guys up here for a second. And I have 4 of my favorite decks. And since this is the beginning of a brand new month, I want to I want to ask for one message from each of the decks because there's huge changes happening. And the 4 different decks have a vast array of different messages. And something's happening. My solar plexus and my sacral chakra are just like literally spinning. I almost feel nauseous. I see Snoopy. Do you see him right there in the sky? Snoopy. Snoopy is best friend, loyalty, love, protection, friendship, devotion, right? That's the best friend, your dog. I see his ear, I see his eye, I see his nose. It's kind of starting to explode. Snoopy's, exploding. Okay, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Song right now, we got to keep breathing. So it's been forever since I've allowed myself to go get a manicure. And I just sat here just now working on my nails, right? Did my nails as I was on my work line. And I needed to get my sunglasses out of my bag. And what do? I messed up that one. Ugh! Every single time. So if you heard me in there going, ugh, every time. But I wanted to get my sunglasses because these have a lighter lens. It's better. These ones are just interesting. These are readers that, you know, they progress. And when I go outside, they turn into sunglasses, but they get so dark, it's almost impossible to see. So these are kind of gradient. All right, so, and I wrecked my nails after all that. God. Okay, so I figure if I sit out here, maybe Willow will come out. I want her to come out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna really, really shuffle these cards because I wanna have the most important card from the deck that will help the most amount of people get guidance, a glimpse ahead for this month. And because there's so many of us that look at these videos, right? Not everybody has the same circumstance, but Spirit knows how to organize it so that the message that we get applies to the most amount of people. And since I'm going to ask from 4 different decks, 4 different types of decks, the most important message from each one, I count on Spirit giving us the best message. All right, I'm going to be trying to work here without touching my fingernails. Almost impossible. All right, so we'll start with the singing bowl. Actually, before we start with the singing bowl, I'll give you your items to choose from, okay? So you can be thinking about that. So one item is going to be Liger. my boy. Liger, want to say hi? And the other one's going to be Siam. I should put a little blanket out there for him. And the other one's going to be Willow. Where'd she go? She's on the bed. Come here, Willow. I want you guys to see how sweet she is. So you can figure out which one and why you're going to choose who. Hi, honey. Hi, honey chicken. Hi. Why don't you come outside with the boys? Come outside. I call her my stretch limousine. She's so long. Yeah, she's long and slim and glossy. She's beautiful. Come on, baby girl. Come outside with us. Come outside. Come on. So she's going to be the other song right now. All my friends are heathens. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. This is somebody who has been going through a lot, is quite having a difficult time allowing people in because of what they've experienced in their life. And the song is actually really sad. It's about somebody whose family locked them up, which is what happens to a lot of spiritual people. You know, we have gifts that other people misunderstand, and it's pretty horrible. So anyway, that was kind of a negative, but at the end he says, I think you're one of us. I asked you not to come. I asked you, he pushed somebody away, you know, but this person obviously didn't take no for an answer. And so the person says, now, right when they're ready to bust in, I feel like you're one of us. So feels like they found someone like themselves, which is us. This person has trust issues, however. Okay, so Liger, Siam, Willow. What's the third one? I mean the fourth one. The tiger. This reminds me of an Indian headdress because of the feathers. So the tiger, tiger's eye. I got the eye of the tiger dancing through the fire. You're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion. Okay, here we go. Every time I hit it, it would startle them, but then it would be like the vibration would go through and they would get, they both have their eyes closed. Okay, let's put this over here. Let me put this away so it doesn't get broken. My new favorite song is playing. I close my eyes and I will see a world for me. A world that I call my own. It's about bringing your dreams into reality. We're going to get a house and fill it with things from far away. People think we're crazy, but we don't care. We're going to go. We're going to live our life. Correct for neutrality on all levels. So many of us are called crazy. And now you know what? I embrace it. Why not? Crazy in the best way. I have a meme. I think it's called a meme, right? Saved in my phone. It's pretty funny. It's actually Beyonce, and she's crying. She's got black mascara smeared all down her face, and she's holding onto the phone, and she's got this look like she's waiting. And the comment says, "Okay, but the question is, are you gonna still be crazy if we get back together?" And she's probably just had some kind of complete meltdown or something. Yeah, I say embrace crazy. Crazy fun. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Just not crazy mean, right? Not crazy negative. Okay, so the deck I'm working with. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize I was going to pick this deck. I didn't mean to pick this deck. Wow. Okay, well, the first is going to be Liger, and it's the vampire deck. I didn't realize, and we're asking... Wow, I don't know what deck I thought I was grabbing, but it wasn't this one. But it's not a mistake. What is the most important message, Father, in this entire deck for this month? We're looking at the month of March about what's coming, what's leaving, what we need to appreciate, what we need to approach, how we need to approach it, what we need to leave behind. And as I say that, I'm seeing a giant seagull fly towards me, which represents freedom, and also about allowing life to come to you, right? All right, correct for neutrality on all levels. The most important message for the ones who chose Liger, and I did. Okay. Nightmare. Wow. So the song we were just speaking about might be appropriate. So at this time, actually what I'm getting is a different message. I'm getting, like I said, this song, we're going to go build a place of our own, right? And you talked about, and the song spoke about, you know, all you heathens. I mean, my friends are all heathens, right? Take it slow. You don't know the half of the abuse, blah, blah, blah. This person pushed people away, was afraid of allowing anyone close, and in the end decided that this person was someone like themselves. And you see these two. When I look at them, I see ride or die. This is a ride or die relationship, right? I got your back. I'm with you no matter what. They're taking off in the night, and they're raring to go. She doesn't look frightened to me. That's why, to me, the message is called nightmare, but she doesn't look afraid. And look at him. He's not afraid. There's passion, there's fire, there's forward movement, and it may be at nighttime. It's asking you to pay attention to your dreams. What have you been getting in your dreams? I was told yesterday, listen to your dreams, and I watched a lot in my dreams. They were really lucid. They've been getting more and more lucid, which means I'm connecting more and more again, because for a while I was disconnected for a while. So even if you don't remember all of your dreams, because I'm very into my dreams, right? I'm literally traveling, and yet when I wake up, I know that I'm not pulling back a lot of what I've witnessed. So even if you have a little bit disjointed and you don't have all of the story together, and sometimes I only get like a sentence, and I spoke about it before, but if I write it down, either spirit will show me what it means during the day, or the dream will pick up the next night. Sometimes I have 3-4 dreams in a night, and they continue on. So write down everything that you get in your dreams. The number 5 talks about disagreements, arguments, confusion, people at a battle of wills. And because of that, there's a need for change. And so the number 5 also represents a significant change is occurring, always for the better, because clearly you're in a situation that was toxic, right? So this couple is leaving from a situation like that. And they're very confident. They're not running scared, right? They're ready to rock. She looks very confident. The horse looks like he's pissed off. But he's white. He's pure. He's innocent. He's truthful. He's good. He's courageous. So you may be moving forward from a very difficult situation, but she's also, what I'm noticing, is she's got this look at that necklace, the beads. Can you see the beads wrapped around her? They're blue, which is speaking her truth, and she's got it wrapped around her arm, and she's got it like that's the reins of the horse. The horse is how you move forward in your life. So I'm going to grab the reins. I'm going to grab the truth. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to stand in my truth. I'm going to look at the truth. I'm not going to hide it from myself. I'm not going to delude myself. And I'm going to take control and move forward in the positive direction. And they're ready to go uphill. See the hill? So you may be going into something that might be challenging, but you're ready for it. You're more equipped than you realize. You wouldn't be. Look at even the hoof. The hoof is lit up, right? It's like your path is lit up for you. The eyes of the horse are light, and the mouth and the hooves are on fire. So there's passion. So this could be a passionate, someone riding towards you with a very passionate offer. Someone's getting there very quickly, but this person is very resolute, moving forward. So then I can read it in a different direction as well. We're going to read it both ways, actually several different ways. I'm looking, and it looks to me like there's a cross on her chest. And she looks like she's aggressive, right? She's coming forward. And that horse is breathing fire and damnation. So that could also be a situation. Somebody coming after you. Negative thinking coming after you, which is causing nightmares, fears, worries. This is nighttime issues, right? You possibly, and in the nighttime, things look worse than they actually are. It's always better in the daytime, right? It's always better in the daytime. So it could be that there's fears that are coming after you, that you're allowing to scare you, to get you off your what's the word? I was going to say, kind of like to knock you off your, you need to get grounded, so they get you upset. But the song playing right now is, we're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. Stand your ground, you're safe and sound. So even if somebody or something comes against you, or you feel like something or someone is coming after you, stand your ground. Hold your ground. You're safe and sound. I would prefer to think, yeah, because I don't like the fact that there's a cross on her chest. It could be beliefs that you've had that were taught to you by religion, things that you were raised with, that you're grappling with, and it's got reason for fear. Like, if I do this, this will happen to me. Like, I've spoken about it before. I've spoken about masturbation. And as a Jehovah's Witness, I was raised, masturbation was a sin, right? Well, I've been single for 11, almost 12 years. So what? I'm not going to have a sexual release unless I have a partner? Well, what if I'm not with the person that I love? I don't have sex with other people. I'm celibate. But I got to take care of me. But if I were to listen to the church, they say that that's a sin. Homosexuality is a sin. What else is a sin? There's a lot of things. It's always, breathing fire and damnation from the pulpit. That song, Take Me to Church, I'll lay at the altar, basically, and let you cut my head off. So someone's breathing fire and damnation, chasing after you, that might be causing you worrying about the things that I've believed as I went through this as I ascended, as I grew up, as an adult, and I left the organized religion, and I realized, for the longest time, I battled with myself. Am I doing the right thing? Because, am I working with angels? My son thinks I talk to demons. And of course, everything I'm doing is about love, and everything has been in a positive way, and it's affected people in a positive way. It's never been anything negative. It's always been for the highest good. But because I was raised believing something because of what religion taught me, it took me years to overcome it. I battled myself. So it could be that. This is also letting you know that no matter what is going on around you, you are protected. And if you do have dreams that are coming up, nightmares, dreams, or maybe you're being kept awake at night with fear, understand that you always have protection around you. At nighttime, when you try to go to sleep, for some strange reason, it's when everything opens up. Right? It's the memories of the past open up, things that happened. You start thinking about the worst case scenario. I did it last night. I was laying in bed. What was I thinking about? I started thinking about, how am I going to move my stuff? I don't have anybody to help me move the items. Like, my landlord can't lift the stuff downstairs, right? And I don't have anybody here. How am I going to do that? How am I going to get in? And then I thought, how am I going to fit everything in that tiny studio? It's too small. It's way too small. And I started thinking about it started limiting myself. And then I thought, no, you know what? Spirit is going to help me, right? Everything's going to be handled. Everything's going to be okay. Don't allow yourself to sit there when you're supposed to be resting and go into the worst case scenario before it even develops, because then you set that intention into the world and then you start manifesting those problems. So we have to then counteract that. And I did. You know what? Everything's going to be fine. Everything always works out. It's always happening in the highest good. It may seem like I can't figure it out right now, but in the end, it works out. It always has. You might have to scramble around a little bit, but you can do it. You always have been able to do it. Everything has worked out. All the times you look back at times where you were scared or you felt like you were stuck, and what ended up happening? It ended up working out somehow. So focus on that. And ask Spirit to help you as you go to sleep, that you have pleasant dreams, and that if there are any memories from the past that your body needs to release, that your body's trying to heal, that it be done in a peaceful way so that it doesn't disturb your peace. And there's a lot of spiritual energy that moves around at night. Right? I watch my cats watching spirit. Now, I believe that they're watching Lily, but there could be others. So you call and you ask for protection while you sleep, so that when you may be traveling, like I asked for travel. I'm physically in my room, but I'm moving around. So make sure that I'm protected while I'm traveling, that my crown is protected, that the other energies don't come in. Understanding that, at night people feel like they're vulnerable. And it's not a comfortable place to be. For whatever reason, it might be affecting you. So right now, it might be that some people are afraid to go to sleep, because they're worried that they're going to have nightmares. You got to realize that nightmares are just your body and your mind trying to work things out. And you got to look at things in the symbolic term, right? When you see somebody shot, that's the end of something. Blood is like your soul's path or something they're passionate about. And maybe that would help you. Look into dream analysis a little bit so that you aren't so frightened. I've had people ask for a dream analysis and so worried about what they saw, but it was symbolic. It wasn't literal. And I've been very upset before too. You wake up sometimes from your dream and you're still in the dream. It takes a while to shake it. But then I realized it's not what you think it is. You got to look at it again. Now look at it again and ask Spirit to help you understand, right? And if you can't figure something out, let it go. Spirit will bring it to you or help you understand it when you need to know it. And when you ask for spiritual protection, like right now I'm saying those words, and right now 3 crows are flying. I think of the Ascended Masters, but crows are also disturbances, right? Coming out of the void, coming out of the darkness. So, okay, counteract that. I have a difficult time falling asleep. I have a difficult time with the dreams that I have, understanding them, or I'm disturbed. I keep being woken up. I start focusing on the negative. Can you help me not do this? Can you help me feel a sense of protection? So for me, I always ask to be filled with unconditional healing energy. And if I think of somebody comes to mind maybe that I'm worrying about, I ask for them as well. Please fill me with unconditional healing, loving energy. And when I ask for that energy to move through me, I start feeling it. It's been spinning, I'm telling you, it's spinning. When you have that energy moving through you, you're going to be able to calm yourself down. You're going to be able to focus yourself on positive things so that you can go to sleep with a positive thought. It would help you if you don't watch scary movies, like negative movies, crime dramas, read disturbing things, anything before you go to sleep. Say positive affirmations, very, very positive affirmations until you fall asleep. You know, you got to think about what's going on in your life. Sometimes you'll go to sleep and you'll watch these horrific dreams and it's your life playing out, but it's playing out in symbolic terms because it's trying to show you that the energy and environment that you're around is not good for you. It might be showing you that your work is not a good place for you to be. Your associates are not a good place for you to be. Oftentimes people play those video games, right? Those war games, and you'll start watching it. I watch that. Sometimes I watch streams and I'm like, who am I with? I swear I'm watching somebody play video games because they're not sleeping at night. And you need to sleep at night. You can't have a productive day the next day. You can't be aware. You're not going to pick up on the messages from Spirit if you have disturbed sleep or if you're staying up super, super late playing video games or watching negative things. Why entertain yourself with negativity, right? So that was the first. Look at these two. Knocked out. Siam's got drool underneath his chin. Okay, so now we're going to go to Siam, for those who chose Siam, and we're going to the Shapeshifter. He's such a paradox. He's very, very shy, right? And even with me, like when he's outside or during the day, if I walk too quickly, he'll run. If I walked over to him right now, he would run back into the house and hide. I had to just not look at him and just kind of sit here and ignore him and let him be so that he knew I wasn't going to do anything. And sometimes I'll go to pick him up and he'll think I'm going to hit him. He's been very abused. That's that song. All my friends are heathens, take it slow, right? Wait for them to ask you what you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. That little guy has been abused badly. And even though he knows he's safe here, he's got fear that he needs to overcome. But then at night, when we go to sleep, he comes up in my bed, and Willow's always been next to me, right? She always sleeps on my hip. She's my girl. And he's very jealous, and he wants me. And he comes in and he pushes right up. He has no fear. And so it's interesting. When he's even just like an arm's length away from me, he has fear again that enters his mind. But when he's really close to me, he feels so comfortable and actually really aggressive and really pushy and bossy. Cracks me up. Okay, correct for neutrality on all levels, which gives you the message about that song. You know, you may feel, maybe it's your mind that's causing you to have doubts and worries and fears about a situation when, in all reality, when you're right there in the thick of it, you're actually very comfortable there. So what are the fears? It's false. It's false illusion that is causing you to maybe delay in something or causing you to push something away. Because clearly he loves me, clearly he wants me, clearly he's comfortable with me, and yet why does that change all of a sudden, right? Something changes. Past fears coming up. Correct for neutrality. And it takes time, right? I think we got our message. I'll see. I'll shuffle it back in. I'll see. For those who chose Siam. My stomach has got butterflies in it, you guys. Butterflies are happening for me big time. And there's butterflies all over this deck. Okay. Artemis of the forest. We just got this. This is interesting. So we're talking about what's going on for this month, right? Well, we've got somebody moving forward. We've got somebody letting go of fears, understanding that the past needs to be released, and maybe that's what's coming up to, it's been in a healing way in our dreams. Understanding that even if somebody or something comes against us, we can stand, we are protected, we are moving forward, and even if we have challenges ahead, even at night, our way is lit. The moon is quite bright, and that we can trust our intuition. Well, here we've got Artemis of the forest, and it's talking about somebody who's now free. So it could be the same situation, right? Because I believe that the cards all go together. But this is what you're showing here. This is now, and then what do you see? You see this woman who feels quite vulnerable. Like I was just speaking about Siam, right? Vulnerable. But that buck that's in front, which I always feel as spirit, as protection, is very, very confident, right? This one's got experience and wisdom. Look at those antlers. This one's been around. This one is not a spring chicken, right? Then you've got the baby behind that's very curious and looking out, right? So here's your team, right? This is the three of you. And this could be all of you, right? Three aspects of yourself. I'm also seeing self, higher self, and spirit. Because you've got to be open, exposed, naked, vulnerable. You have to allow that to happen. And you might feel like a spring chicken. You might feel like this new little baby deer. The deer says walk gently on your path. So you may have come out of a difficult circumstance and you're not quite sure where to put your foot. So you stay behind and you let spirit lead the way, right? Spirit's very confident. You might be going into a situation you're not quite sure of. So who would you want to lead you? Well, someone who's very familiar with the forest, right? So the buck is lying there. And the buck is very, very confident. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So interesting. He's got 6 points. He's seasoned, right? He's got 6 points on his antlers. So you double that. That's 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Full circle completion. Just like we saw the 3 coming forward. The Ascended Masters leading the way. So the Ascended Masters are telling you that you are independent and you are free. This is what you've wished for. This is what is healthy for you. This is what somebody has done or what you're being encouraged to do. This is telling you that this is something that may be happening for you. This is one that is self-reliant, right? This is somebody who's independent, who's moving forward, may find themselves in a situation that feels out of their comfort zone, right? May feel open, exposed. But this one is letting you know that you're going to be able to live the way the wild ones live. You're going to be able to find what you need. You're going to be able to survive, and you're going to be able to support yourself. You don't need to be where you have had recriminations. You don't need to be where you've been judged, where you felt bad about yourself, where you felt the need to escape, right? Something that wasn't your highest good. So here, you've got what it takes for survival, is what Spirit's telling you. This is literally talking about possibly going out into the woods, into the off-grid. This is about learning how to live a little bit more simply. This is a message for myself. And I was saying that studio's so small. But you know what? You can do what all you need is basically food, clothing, and shelter. So this is a message for myself. And that's what they're saying. You will have food, clothing, and shelter. You may not have all of the comforts that you're used to, but it's important for you. It's important at this time for you to understand that what's most important for me is that I am independent and I am free. I'm not beholden to anyone else. And you're going to discover that you can take care of yourself. You can be gentle like that deer. You can be brave like that buck. And you can be open and vulnerable like that naked one there. And you will stay alive. You will have the senses that you need. Your intuitive abilities will come forward. You'll be guided by Spirit. You will have what you need: food, clothing, and shelter. It's going to be liberating, and it's going to make you feel very, very empowered because you're doing this on your own. You're not doing this with someone else taking care of you. You're doing this. You will, however, have someone that comes, is what they're showing with the buck here. There is a protector. There is a guide, the perfect one. And this one is very inspired by you. This one likes that you want to be independent and free. they find that strength very sexy. So there's that. Now this is in regards to possibly moving forward to a new town. This is possibly moving away from the job that you've held, a completely different way. It could be like me when I left organized religion and went out into the wild. That's what it felt like, because when you are in an organized group religion like that, I grew up with Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't have any, we weren't allowed to have friends that weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. They were called bad association. They were called worldly people. And the only people that I was allowed to be around were people in the organization. And when I left that, it's like all of a sudden I was completely alone. These people, and that's why a lot of people will stay in organized religion, because they have a comfort. They feel like it's a security blanket. And yet it wasn't working for me. And yet, and it's clearly not working for you. So when you walk away from that, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my family my son said I'm dead to him, right? If you want to come back to the organized religion, my arms are out for you. You know, we'll take you in. I love you. But if you walk away, you're dead to me. How does that work? How is that unconditionally loving you? I love you, Mom. I love you. And if you come back to the organization, my arms are open. But if you leave, you're dead to me. So to me, that was like, okay, you know, if I have a choice between one or the other, then I guess I'm dead to you. Because if your love is conditional, that's not love. So I left that, and then to that organization, I am dead to them. So now I'm wild. I'm out in the wild. I'm out alone, free, and yet I'm really not, because I'm following my soul's path. And when you follow your soul's path, your spiritual team is there. Your team. I always hear that song, we're on each other's team. We're not alone, ever. We're not alone. That exchange is amazing. That was amazing. Wow. That was a big deal. That was amazing. Just right when I said we're on each other's team. Okay, look at this. They're both jealous. They want me, both of them. Liger is most like me. But isn't that cool? The coolest thing ever? Him reaching out? I love that. That was really cool. I'm gonna cut that little tiny part of this video off and save it as a little clip. I love that. Okay, so that's the second message. So then for those who choose Willow, and I choose Willow, I choose them all. How can I not choose my cats, right? They're my babies. Ooh, for those who choose Willow, we got the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Correct for neutrality on all. It's interesting, it was blue today, blue sky with just a little bit of gray, and now it's like the clouds are coming back. I feel like there's gonna be a storm again. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I wanted to go down again to the dock, but I wanted to have them hear me talking outside here, right? I want to get used to them being outside with me, making noise, and not have Siam run away. Unfortunately. Come on, sweetie girl. Come on, baby. Come on. She's still sitting up in that spot where we left her. She's come out here twice this morning. I caught her. And as soon as I saw her, she ran back in. Come on. Come on, little sweet chicken. Okay. For those who chose Willow, and just by her name alone, Spirit is saying, in order to make this easier on us, whatever it is that we're going into, a new job, leaving a relationship that wasn't good for us, leaving a group of friends, leaving a religion, moving to a new town as far as work maybe you just want to explore something different. Whatever it is that this changes in your life, we have to be flexible. That's why I called her Willow. Willow is flexible, right? When a storm comes, the branches aren't going to break on a willow tree. They move with the wind. They move but they're very, and they like to be down by the water. So they're connected to their emotional waters. But we need to be adaptable and flexible in order to make things as smooth as possible, because, you know, when you're out in the wild and when things change, like I said to my landlord, I wish everything wasn't up in the air so much. I wish I could plan a little bit better. But Spirit's got, I know that there's something changing. There's something that I haven't seen. I can feel it, but I can't put my finger on it. And yet I have to still keep moving forward, right? I'm supposed to go on the 17th out to Sedona to take my first load of stuff out to that studio. And once I do that, I'm locked into that studio. So, and I'm taking my grandson with me. So if any changes happen, they have to happen pretty quick. Correct for neutrality on all levels. And then I start panicking about that, right? That's what I was doing last night. Well, what if this? What if that? And you think to yourself, it's okay, because if Spirit wants something to change, they'll make sure that everybody, because then I feel bad about other people, right? Oh, I feel I let her down, or I feel like I let this one down, and it's like, don't worry about it. All you're concerned with and all you need to deal with and think about is your own personal happiness. You are responsible, but if God steps in and changes things, that's the way it's supposed to be, and He'll make sure that it changes for the best for everybody. So I'm just going to let it go and relax. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose Willow. Okay, that was it right there. I'm telling you, I'm shaking. Something's going on. Oh, here we go. This is really interesting to me for the whole month, for these cards to be the messages. The Grumpy Red Fairy. The Grumpy Red Fairy says, it's time for you to be yourself. Your authentic, truthful self. They don't want you to fake it. They don't want you to placate. They don't want you to please others. They don't want you to say something because it's copacetic, or they don't want you to do the PR thing. They don't. They want you to embrace your own unique self as you are. This person is called a Grumpy Red Fairy because, like, I keep thinking about my grandson when he was up in Canada visiting with his relatives, and I think it was around Christmas time, and everybody was, oh, she's right here. She was right at the door. Everybody was playing games, and a lot of relatives were over, and it became overwhelming for him. So he left. He got up from the table, and he just went in the other room. And my daughter was like, you weren't being very friendly, or you need to be more social. And he said to me, do you think that? And we were talking one day, my grandson and I, in the car when I gave him his hematite bracelet. We were talking about chakras and different things, and he wanted to know if I thought that was rude of him to do that. And I said no, because he's a super sensitive empath, and he says it just felt overwhelming all of a sudden. It was just, I just needed my space. And I said no, it's completely understandable, and they may not understand that because maybe they aren't as empathic as you are. But this is what's going on. I don't feel like being social right now, right? I need some space to myself. He'll even say that his best friend Jack, he loves Jack. He's been friends with Jack since they were just tiny. And they'll spend the night at each other's house. They're together after school constantly. And he says, and sometimes I don't want to see him. He says, I just can't. He says, I just need, and he says, I don't know what I need. And I said, you need to recharge. You need to recharge, and it's cool. So this is what they're telling you, is if you need to take time to yourself, honor that. If you are different than other people, honor that. Don't try to be the way other people want you to be, because then if you're putting out a false sense of who you are, you're going to be vibrating that energy out, right? This facade. So then that energy goes out, and then you draw towards you more of people like that aren't you, aren't authentically you. If you put out your authentic, truthful self just the way you are, not trying to fix anything, not trying to prove anything, that's the energy that emits from you. And then you will vibrate towards you people like you, people that understand you, people that get you, people that are comfortable with you, people that aren't judging you because they're like you. So a lot of times people don't understand that, they try and fit into a group, they try and fit into a family, they try and fit into with their friends because they want to be accepted. And they feel like, well, if I said what I truly felt, if I did what I truly felt, they'd make fun of me. Well, why are you with people that would make fun of you? Or they would think I was a loser. Well, if you're with people who think you're a loser, why are you with them? I don't understand the thinking process here. This is telling you that you don't need to fit in, that you don't need to wear the clothes that they wear, that you don't need to wear your hair the way that they do. You don't need to decorate your house the way that they do. You don't need to go to the same clubs that they like to go to. You don't even need to go to clubs if you don't want to. When I told my old neighbors, we were sitting there talking, and I was saying I was moving to Sedona, and he says, what are you going to do there? Sit on a rock? He says, are there any clubs there? Are there any bars? Like, what do you do? I mean, you're just going to climb around on a rock? And I said, you have no idea. You've never been there. It's the Magic Kingdom. It's incredible. You can't even, you can't comprehend it unless you've been there. It's just incredible. And yet, how could he even comprehend it? His all he could think about was going from one bar to another bar and getting drunk. All inside at nighttime, and it's actually quite aggressive. The energy around everybody was pretty toxic, right? They were angry most of the time, and fights, and I want peace. I want nature. I want beauty. I want to connect to my spiritual self. I want to my soul, right? So clearly we weren't in sync. That wasn't an environment that was good for me. So why would you try and fit in? And why would you, I didn't feel bad. Now, you could be in a room full of people, right? And everybody's in there and they all believe the same thing and you're the odd man out. So it's very uncomfortable. Well, that's just your soul telling you that you're not in the right environment. Even if it is family, right? Family doesn't understand it. Well, they're your family. Okay, well, just because you're born into a family doesn't mean you're going to agree. Doesn't mean you're even going to be friends. Your family is your greatest teacher. You're born into a family because you have to stay in a close environment to people very unlike you most of the time, and you got to work through all of the different things that you've experienced in your life in a close proximity, which teaches you about yourself. It teaches you what you don't like. It teaches you what you do like. It teaches you patience. It teaches you compassion. It's lessons. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna, if you were to leave and that person, you lined them up outside with a bunch of other people, and you didn't know that that was your family member, you probably wouldn't have chosen that person to hang out with. So honor that, right? Be your authentic, truthful self. Some people are very disapproving of if you are speaking about what matters to you. Like I was working, my boss is a great guy. I loved him. I worked for him for 14 years. I had a huge clientele. I worked with my friends, but my spiritual self started evolving and changing, right? And it was exciting for me, and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to express it, and I wasn't allowed to, because he was very religious, Christian, and felt that he was afraid of my cards. He thought it was demonic. He was scared of it, and he said, I don't want you talking about your beliefs. And yet everybody else in the shop could talk about anything they wanted. They talked about affairs, they talked about all kinds of racy things, but I couldn't talk about my spiritual beliefs because he was afraid of it and he didn't understand it. I was very different than everyone else, but I had a lot of clients that wanted to talk about it. So that was Spirit's way of showing me you're not in the right work environment, right? I needed to go and do my own thing where I could embrace and be excited about talking about my life. This is my life. This is your life. This isn't their life. You didn't come here to live their journey. You came here to experience and to explore and to see as much of the world as you possibly could. Why waste the life that we've been given? We've been given a gift to come down here and experience. So be who you are. Experiment. If you don't know what you want to do, figure it out. And the only way you can figure it out is by experimenting, right? Try it. Try something different. Move to a new place. See what's out there. Travel. I don't know what you need to do, but something right now, this is coming up because people are trying to fit in. This is coming up because people are afraid to speak their truth. This is coming up because people feel like they don't belong, that they think people are judging them, that they're trying to dumb down their authentic, truthful self, or they're feeling bad for being who they really are. And there's no reason for that, right? You don't have to be what they want you to be. You don't have to be rude to people, but you don't have to follow what they think. Don't judge a book by its cover either. You look at somebody, and like when I was looking for a place to stay in Sedona, I put a bulletin out on the Sedona bulletin board, and I said I was looking for, I'm a spiritual teacher, looking for, a space to, at the first it was to put my trailer. I was going to buy a motorhome and plant that there. And I got all these nasty comments, we don't need any, they looked at me. We don't need any free loves, hippies coming here, escaping LA to try and find enlightenment. If you don't have the money, if you're a homeless person and you don't have the money, you shouldn't live here. And I'm thinking, wow, you misread me. Maybe you ought to go look at my page and see what I'm really about. I'm definitely not homeless, and I'm definitely not somebody who's seeking to find myself. I found myself. I know who I am. I am actually a teacher. And yet they looked at me and thought, oh, this is a hippie. This is a free spirit. There's such a, there's so many judgments about people, right? You see somebody with tattoos, oh, they're immoral. You see somebody, with piercings and they're racy. Or you see somebody, somebody's a hippie, oh, that's free love. They'll sleep around with anybody. Or you're a hippie, oh, just too many labels. Just let the labels go is the message. Look at this. Now he's got his tail and he's licking his tail. Song right now, the dog days are over, the dog days are done. The horses are coming, so you gotta run. Isn't that interesting? The horses are coming, so you better run. Run fast. That is so funny. And he's licking his tail. Pretty soon Liger's probably gonna smack him. That's pretty funny. So the next deck that we're working with is the Sacred Rebels. And what was our item? The tiger. The tiger. So the happiness hit her like a bullet in the back. So quickly, suddenly, with something you weren't expecting, something wonderful is happening, and it causes sudden change, sudden movement. So as I said that, Siam pulled his tail away and went and moved over to another spot. Correct for neutrality. And somebody is saying, I never wanted anything from you but everything you had. So somebody is running from somebody who's draining them. I never wanted anything from you except for everything you had. And everything after that, too. Wow. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the tiger, the Sacred Rebels, for the month of March. So for the month of March, it looks like there's movement forward. Looks like we, if we have to ask for protection when we sleep at night. We have to. That's just a side point, period. That there are those that are not understanding the need to protect themselves, that they are empathic and they're asking for the gifts to be open, but you need to realize also that you can't have your channel open and stay open when you go to sleep because other energies come in, and that may be causing problems in your dreams. You need to learn how to close your channel down, pull your antenna back in. It's just like, shut your TV off. I keep a cover over my television screen, always, because it's a window to the world. So cover it, close it. When I go to sleep, I'm shutting my channel down. Nobody is allowed in here. I can go in astral travel, but I'm safe. I don't want anybody coming in when I'm not consciously aware. So you may need to protect yourself before you go to sleep at night, that you're not doing that. You're not aware of how open your channel is. I dream with so many people, their channel is way open. I watch what so many people are doing. It's like television. All right, correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the tiger, the word wants to be written. All right, so something wants to be expressed. Something has been on your mind. Butterflies are following me everywhere. I'm literally surrounded by butterflies constantly. The number 4, there are angels all around you. You're completely guided, protected, and loved. There's no reason for fear. The number 2, everything is happening exactly as it is meant to happen with divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. And then 4 and 2 together is 6. Don't have your worry so much on this material world, just like I was saying what my concerns were, right? Don't be so, you're too concerned about this material world, the literal world. They want you to focus more on your third eye, your spiritual sight. Have your concern be more there. There's a huge transformation happening. Remember when we did the reading, I was sitting on the dock, there was butterflies everywhere. They had hatched, and they were exploding. So something wants to come out. Something is like exploding onto the scene. Something is coming. And something needs to come from you. Something wants to come from you. Why are you crying? Song right now, I like me better when I'm with you. I knew from the first time. I stayed for a long time. I like me better when I'm with you. Somebody's not happy with where they are. This one's been crying. So when you're upset about something, you're worrying about something, go to spirit. Close your eyes, go to spirit. Don't focus on the negative. Look, have a visual. Focus on golden light swirling around you, spiritual protection vibrating out from you. Focus on the fact that my life is transforming in a positive way. This is a cycle. This is just a cycle, right? You think about butterflies, there's a life cycle. All of a sudden, there's a new cycle being born. This is a new beginning that's happening here. So maybe from a sad time, from a difficult time, something else is going to be coming new. I like me better than you. Better than you. I like me better when I'm with you. Maybe I need to tell you something, the song. Maybe it's time I tell you something. That's what's going on. Somebody needs to speak. So right now, take it away from the etheric. Take it away from your mind and open your eyes and use your speech. Something wants to be spoken at this time. There's a message that's being sent. Now, you may be vibrationally receiving messages. And this says the word wants to be written. So something that you've been thinking about, something that you have been connecting, somebody that you've been connecting to, something that's been on your mind, something that's been very emotional for you wants to be expressed. It needs to come out. So maybe you just need to get it out of your body. You need to release it. Maybe there's something from the past that's sad. You want to get it out, right? Sometimes we don't get an apology. Sometimes we don't get an ending, right? Sometimes we don't get things wrapped up neatly in a bow. But we can't carry that. So write a letter to someone and then burn it. And write it to them. This is what I need to express, and then let it go. You don't have to have that conclusion from them. They don't have to be the ones to set you free. This is you setting yourself free. Or maybe you're holding on to something that you really, really want to express. It's so emotional for you. And Spirit says the word wants to be written. I like me better when I'm with you. Maybe I need to tell you something. Yes. Spirit says, yes, you do. This is telling you to give yourself permission to love yourself. Give yourself permission to honor yourself and in all of the circumstances of your life. Give yourself permission. There's a lot about feeling bound, right? This situation, I didn't have permission and I had to ask. But the message we got from the Shapeshifter deck was that you're independent and free, right? There's a difference between these two. This is ruled by religion, breathing fire and damnation, chasing after me, but I'm free here, right? And then the Grumpy Red Fairy said that you needed to be your authentic, truthful self. Well, and then this says the word wants to be written. So if you're your authentic, truthful self, then be authentic. The song saying maybe I need to tell you. Yes, you do. If there's anyone that's made you sad or upset, forgive the situation and release it so you don't carry it. Allow it to transform into pure white light. Release it from your mind, from your body, from your heart, and in unconditional love. So what we do here, we ask for this. Fill ourselves with unconditional love. Father, fill me with pure, unconditional healing energy. And then this situation, whatever it is, whether it's a situation itself, or if it's between you and another person, or if it's a past pain, something that's been hurting you that you've been carrying. It even could be self-recrimination, self-blame, shame, anything like that. Ask for it to be transmuted. I release that. I release the shame. I release the anger. I release the worry. I release the fear. As I say this, butterflies are flying past me. Butterflies are going. I'm going to hold this here and see if they keep coming. They were coming, one after another, just like they were the other day when we were. So I'm going to say it again. I release it. Right? I release the fear. I release the pain. I release the agony. I release the need to recriminate and go over and over again, overanalyze. I release the shame, the sadness, the frustration. I release the past. I release you. I forgive the past. I forgive myself. I release it so that I can transform. And I ask for it all to be transformed to pure white light. As soon as I turn it around, they stop coming. But I swear to God, they were butterflies that were flying. But just like this. Right? I release it, and then I ask for it to be transformed into pure white light. So there's no negative energy out there, but I need to let it out. I need to let it out. You may need to literally write somebody a letter. You may need to send somebody a text message, pick up the phone and call somebody, write a song. Your body may want to create, right? But this is about transforming from what used to be into something different. Following your truthful self. You're not happy. Something is not happy being stuck here. Something needs to come out. It's causing a blockage for you to move forward. I choose to live my life for myself. I choose to live my life as I am. As myself, right now. I choose to be my authentic, truthful self. I choose to love and accept myself as I am, right now. I choose to understand that I am asking to be filled with pure unconditional healing energy, but I am also giving myself that unconditional love. I'm going to love myself unconditionally at this moment. I'm going to honor the creative abilities that I have within me, and I'm going to allow myself to express myself in the way that I see fit. This morning I was on Instagram posting one of my posts, and one of these things came up. It says pages you might like. And it was this girl holding up her finger. She had gotten engaged. And so I pulled, I didn't know why they pulled that one up for me. So I thought, okay. So I looked at it, and it said, and I shared it. And what it was the guy. he didn't ask her to marry him sitting down, you know, holding her hand or on his knee or while they were making out, or he wrote her a letter. He was better at expressing himself on paper. He didn't trust himself to be able to get the words out. Thought maybe he got tongue-tied. Maybe he just thought it was a cool thing to do because it was unexpected. It was a card, and in it he told how he says, you know, my dream is to be the quarterback of some football team, right? And I know that that's probably unrealistic, but you know that that's my dream. You know, I could be the head coach, or I could be the general manager, or I could be, and he goes on and on about being, you know, this dream of his. And he says, if I was going to be the head coach I would want you to be my general manager, or he was talking, he kept putting her, I'd want you to be my head coach, I'd want you to be the general manager, I want you to be my teammate, because you and I are on each other's team. As I say that, 500 butterflies just went by, I swear. Oh, damn. I can't believe that, it's so funny. We're on each other's team, and right then all the butterflies go by, right? And he says, you're the only teammate, you know, with you at my side, we can do anything. And basically, it was all written in this card. And then it says at the very bottom of that, turn over. So then you turn it over, and of course he says, will you marry me? And it was like, for those who are afraid that the words are going to come out wrong, or for those who aren't able to express themselves fluidly this way, you know, sometimes people are shy, sometimes people aren't good at it. This is telling you a word wants to be written. So you can do that. I've often said when people don't know how to express themselves, send them a song. Songs, there's so many songs, and Spirit brings us the songs. I communicate with songs all the time. My spiritual twin and I communicate with each other in songs, always. I understand what's going on with him because of the songs. When we are together, I have the radio on, and I completely understood what he was feeling and thinking at every moment that he was there because of the way the songs would change on the radio. And I knew how to proceed. I knew how to act. You know, I would get a thought in my head because of what he was doing, and then I would hear the song, and it was like, oh, no, it's not that. It's because sometimes we assume things that are incorrect, right? So the word wants to be written. Write a song, write a poem. Maybe your creativity just wants to come alive because this is the color of your sacral chakra, the orange, right? Your seat of sexual energy and creativity. This is how we bring things forward. So maybe you want it, this guy has a dream of doing something, right? You write it down. This is your intention. You write it, you talk about it, you paint it. My picture that I want it to be in nature. I want to be where there's water, where there's trees. Right? I paint what I want. You know, you bring it into your existence by drawing it, by writing it, by speaking about it, by singing it. It's like your own personal dream board. But what you really want to do is remove yourself away from why these tears are falling. There's no need for this. At this time, there needs to be a healing take place, right? You're releasing all of the negativity, and you're claiming to yourself and your path and your life and your love. You're claiming for you because you're worth it. You're worth it. So if you have to sit there and say positive affirmations every night before you go to sleep so that you don't go to sleep with negative fears, and you protect yourself, you ask for protection, close your channel down. Nobody comes in here, in my room, in my head. You're not welcome. My channel isn't open to just anyone, right? You can choose to allow, if you want to dream with someone, that my channel's open to you. I would say to my twin would say to me, open up, babe, I'm channeling you, right? Open up. Otherwise, I'm shut down. But when I'm channeling you, I'm open to you, right? You can choose who you want to be open to. Otherwise, make sure that you protect yourself. Write down what you get in your dreams. You're getting messages. Recognize that no matter what the circumstances are, Spirit is coming to the rescue, right? Bullet hit her happiness hit her like a bullet in the back. The dog days are over. The dog days are done. The horses are coming. The horses are coming. Horses represent spiritual assistance and forward movement. So forward movement. You're going to be free and independent. And even if you feel open, exposed, vulnerable, even if you have to go with not having all of the luxuries that maybe you're used to, you're going to be able to do this, right? It's going to teach you independence. It's going to teach you, you're going to feel good about yourself. It's going to be freeing. It's liberating. It's empowering. You're going to feel strong for this, and you're not going to do it alone. There is somebody that's there for you, and Spirit is always there for you. Even if you do feel brand new at this, there's always someone that has experience, but it looks like you have a partner, right? We're on each other's team. So be your authentic, truthful self. Pull yourself away from situations where you don't feel like you can be that way, where you feel made fun of, or where you don't feel like you fit in, or they make you feel that way. Or basically, you know what? People could maybe put up with you, but who wants to be in a place where people put up with you, or where you have to put up with people? Be where you feel good, where you feel at home, where you feel comfortable, where you can, you know, fly your freak flag. Fly your freak flag wherever you go, right? Wash away the past, let it go, express yourself. If there's something you need to say, say it. And if there's somebody there that you can't speak to, maybe somebody's passed away into spirit and you're carrying on this pain that I wish I had done this, I wish I had said this. Understand that when people are in spirit, back into spirit, all they remember is the good. They're all love. They're all love. So there is no pain from the past. You need to release it. If you are feeling bad about yourself, if you're feeling shame, don't. It's not helping anything, right? These tears need to dry. It's good to cry them. It's good to let them out. It's good to express yourself. But this is the message of this card, is something needs to be written. Something needs to be expressed. You need to write to someone, be it an email, a text message, a letter. I love letters. I think letters are so cool. Whether you need to write a song, whether you need to write a poem. Remember I got that awesome, the lip gloss and the Egyptian musk, and I had a poem written for me. That was expression that wants to come out. That in itself is healing. You may just have all of this inside of you that just needs to come out. And by my friend Holly in Sturgeon Bay wrote to me yesterday, and she said, I wrote this poem. It's about the trees in the forest, and it made me think of you. I go into the forest, and it's very healing for me. And I read it was beautiful. And as I read through her words, I could literally smell the trees in the forest. I could smell that fresh air. It's healing for her. It heals her. So something needs to be written in order to heal something, in order to release something, in order for you to express what's on your heart. But these tears are telling you something needs to happen. Okay? Major transformation, and it's beautiful. I told you, something's happening. Those butterflies, they're on the move, man. Everything's moving and shifting right now. So don't be in a place of fear or worry. Recognize that if you call on spirit to calm your energy, you vibrate that positive energy out, then the vibration comes back to you. It meets you, right? It's like a boomerang. You throw it out, it comes back. So you send out peaceful energy, peaceful thoughts, that's what continues to come back. If you sit in your room and start thinking of a list of all the things that could go wrong, well, what if I did this and they said this? Or what if I did this and that happened? You're keeping this nightmare going. Instead, you're going to start focusing on the positive. You're going to be your authentic, truthful self. You're going to say, I am strong, I am capable, I am unique. I came here to live my life. The number 8 says that you will be abundantly supplied everything that you need, so you don't have to worry about going out and maybe not having exactly what you had before. You're trying something new, right? But you'll have enough. Spirit always gives us enough. All right, that's it. I'm kind of surprised at these cards, but I'll think about the messages for myself. I already got several messages answered, actually, for the questions that I sent out to Spirit this morning. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I'll let you take a look outside here. Let's see if I see anything else that wants to pop out. Siam went in, but he got his fresh air. So see, things are a little bit cloudy right now, but it's not cold. The sun is out. It's warm. Things are shifting. There is wind, right? The changes are happening. I've been seeing cormorants flying a lot today. Cormorants are the ones that fishermen put a ring around the cormorant's neck and they make them dive. The ring is around their neck because that way they're not able to swallow what they catch. And so the message from cormorant is don't be working for someone else and having them take all the rewards of your hard work. It's about freeing yourself. And so far, there's 2 cormorants right there. You probably can't see them, but landing on the water right there. But so far today, all the cormorants I've seen have been flying. So they're flying free. There's a lot about movement, changes, shifts. And on the 5th, we're going into Mercury retrograde, so do be careful that you are patient, because it's classic for miscommunication, delays in plans, changes to plans, messes up as far as mail goes. Your computer shuts down. Things are kind of in flux a lot of times with Mercury retrograde. But Mercury retrograde is also a really beautiful time because it's a time for you to look back and see how far you've come. You know, we get it several times a year because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take stock of where we were and where we are. What do we need to do? What have we not done yet? What would we like to do differently? It's also a time that people will come back into our life. So this may be a time that you may be revisiting. Memories will come back. You may run into people from your past. They come for a reason as well. They come to show you what needs to be finished that hasn't been finished. They come to show you where you were and where they are, and to show you again, there's the difference. Look at where I am. They come to show you maybe there's something that needs to be taken care of. You know, somebody needs to be forgiven. Somebody needs to be forgotten. Somebody needs to be reconnected with, right? That one person said, the last card said something wants to be written, something wants to be expressed. So you may be reaching out to someone that you've been thinking about, right? You've been thinking about it, and you probably will continue to think about it because of Mercury retrograde. So don't be surprised if people from the past don't just start showing up, contacting you, or you're having memories. Now, the memories, again, because of Mercury retrograde, may be about things that happened in the past, right? So you're going to be working through these issues. So these cards that we got today should help you with that. So plan on that happening. Understand that that's what happens during Mercury retrograde. You don't want to be signing contracts for a job during Mercury retrograde. You don't want to be buying a house. You just don't want to be doing any major decision-making contracts during Mercury retrograde because next year, it'll turn over. It's like because it's a time of change. And then you have to look at your chart, your natal chart, to see which planet of your astrological sign is in Mercury. Sometimes when the planet is in Mercury, it's to your benefit. It's making things happen in a really, really positive way. So those are all the things that I have to say, and I think that's it. Yep. I don't have any more. My stomach is just... I'm trying to keep myself calm because my stomach has such butterflies. My hands are shaking. I think I need to go get something to eat. So I'll talk to you again. There goes a butterfly right by my head right then. I'll talk to you again soon. Love you.